His armor.
Way too close. How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
It was a waiter that is also the one that Child saw when he was young.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
A monster that traversed the stars. So that means it's beyond. It's not from the world of Tevat at all. That just like the Traveler is not from the world of Tevat, this entity is not from here either.
It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be
to wipe away Fontaine.
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist.
It's going
Therefore,
to eat.
when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
So it's going to consume all of Fontaine. It's going to eat everybody.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
And his armor.
Battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this.
And he battle damaged too.
Now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end, no matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
After everything still turned out like this. We couldn't fight against fate. Wait, but if this is all about fate,
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall?
Conria, baby.
Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
Could it be that even if the prophecy will be fulfilled, there will be a way to save everyone? Did I miss something? Wait, I forgot about Farina. What was it that she wanted to say to me that last moment in the giant magic box? What is her real secret? And where's Farina at? Crying on the throne right now?
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe It is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina!
And she's just about to accept her death.
No, I still need answers.
Get to moving, boy. Holy shit, it's an axe over her head. The traveler touched her tears. He had to synchronize with Hydra and seeing what she's hiding in her mind. Shoot, I might finish this story quest. It's only 10:35. I can finish this story quest today. On a Wednesday. A Wednesday, damn it. Is this Algeria? She looks. She looks dope. I'm actually glad that they put forth the effort to create her character model, unlike what happened in Sumeru, where they didn't bother creating her character model for Ruka Devada, though. But that was understandable.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
She is fucking gorgeous.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
That's right. The sustainer heavenly principles most definitely would have came down here and clapped the fuck out of Fontaine themselves, or herself.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in.
I will say this. They're pretty bold with her character design because her whole chest area is the most revealing thing, all the way down to her stomach. Truly, I hope this becomes one of Farina's skins in the future.
I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor.
So Farina actually is fucking intelligent. She is intelligent, huh? Also, what was I about to say? Shit, I was about to say something, but I can't fucking remember. I'm just too amazed by this shit.
Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, And not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans. I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Wait, by this logic that we're going with, that means Egeria is the reason why Neuvillette is a dragon in human form.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her.
That's hold up. That's pretty wild to sit there and slap on somebody. And then I cursed her. I was about to say this. So basically, what she's saying, folklore is basically saying that Farina is her custom character. That's basically what she's saying.
All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydra Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
Yeah, for real. Because we saw it in the Carry Bear quest. The dude was alive for 500 years, ever since the cataclysm. The dude's mind was deteriorating, and his body and his fingers, even sensory fibers in his fingers were numbing. So it's like for Farina to live for 500 years straight, waking up, going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, and like as if her existence won't end, is torture.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
So the traveler saw it. Awesome. I came into contact with Furina's tears. If I remember correctly, tears often contain a being's strongest emotions. With significantly strong hydrosensitivity, I could form an emotional connection, just like I did with the ocean at the fountain of Lucine. Wait, could this be Furina's inner world? Okay, everything recorded. I had to make sure. Thank God it's recording. Furina, what is she doing on stage? Wait a moment. This probably isn't Furina. That's probably a reflection of her inner self. If I can directly speak to that self, I might be able to easily get what I want to know. I came here for answers. Either way, this opportunity is not to be missed. Let me try talking to her. You're currently special mode. If you leave, you will have to experience the content again. Oh, that's pretty dope that I get to re-experience the content again. I don't know what exactly that means or entails, but hey, I wouldn't mind going back to re-record all that. But good thing I got it all in one scoop, so I could care two shits less. Will she even speak?
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules.
Come on, it's me.
All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance.
I don't see an audience here.
Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it?
Yeah, I can see your inner thoughts.
I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Something's off. There's no getting through to her. Even in her heart of hearts, she's still playing the role of the Hydro Archon. What sort of resolve must she have for that her inner self and subconscious to have such an impenetrable defense? I have to find a way. And it's turning the lights off. As she stated. Hold on, let me... I can't even use this damn picture.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The gods shall resolve it soon enough.
The robot is called Shackles. That's fucking crazy.
Riptide.
V6 spot.
Damn, I should have put freaking an electro character on the team. I have to get this done faster. Well, we gonna get this done one way or fucking another.
Bow your head.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Furina has one of the best.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Hey, did my animation for my PS5 change, or am I tripping?
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humble. Silence.
Make yourself at home.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
I did 10k damage, bro. That's the first time I remember seeing that number. That's all the spotlights turned off. In Farina's heart, they must have been symbolized of the eyes of her people on her. Speaking of which, I think I just received some sort of signal. Was that her true voice? A ticket. When did that end up here? Either way, it looks like the show is about to begin. In that case, show me how you truly feel, Farina. Scene 1, before a mirror, Farina. Is it an anime cutscene? Ooh. The traveler not even on the stage, nowhere. I'm so glad we get to actually play it and be interactive with her personal character stuff. It's awesome.
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're near me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me? What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
Talk about self-sacrifice, willing to self-sacrifice herself. Oh my goodness, she's such a W Archon for real. She's the second Archon who's such a W for real. Nahida and Farina got it.
You truly are the perfect human. My ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you. Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role, that of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be.
Bro, this is tough.
Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
How lovely, damn it. Oh, it's Act 2. Scene 2. Ascension speech. Farina. So this must be when she first introduced herself to the citizens? She's in her white clothing mode. So I'm going to assume this is when she takes her seat. Is it really gonna make me go walk up onto it? Very interesting.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural.
Summon courage.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Farina de Fontaine, your new Archon.
Appear earnest.
In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice.
Close politely.
Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
They're questioning her god-like role simply because she's acting more human-like. Nigga, I would prefer a god who acts like that more.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a maison-back puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy.
So that means this has already happened before 500 years ago when she first took on the role. So how did she get out of this situation?
Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Farina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play.
AKA Gilgamesh, let's go! Get to it.
Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Her personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before. Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful. Our future may yet be bright after all.
This is why when she finally cried, she fucking snapped in the opera house and just sat on her chair.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
Summon courage, result with conviction.
My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin.
We gotta keep cranking up the angsty, even if it's not being earnest.
The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine.
End the speech empathetically. Let's do this.
There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Yes, Queen! Woo! Let's go! Let's get it! Scene 3. Opera House, Farina. Oh damn, there's a whole bunch of stuff hanging around here. Okay.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
My bad, I was looking at something on my phone, but this is getting so interesting. So freaking interesting, bro.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right, Deoteria, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and you knew of my family, too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a gentle and wise god. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
Out of all the Archons in this game, Farina has had it the worst. Until Venti's second story quest proves otherwise, it's not showing any difference to me right now. I gotta start recording again. Give me a second.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy.
She's had more stress on her than any other Archon. Even going to bed, oh my god, I can only imagine.
The day is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion.
Oh, so this was the first day?
Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be saved. All right, Farina, don't think too hard about this. You need rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
Oh my goodness. Part 4, Opera House Farina.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Farina, I've waited so long for this chance to see you in this manner.
Indeed, my dear.
Wait, she's in black
loyal
clothing now.
citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
She really started digging deep into the role as time passed by, to the point it's become a part of her very being. She cannot live without this role.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted. Best to rest early today, too.
Screen 5. It's like 500 years of doing this over and over and over and over and over again, feeling like she can't even rest at all. Dead end after dead end. At this point, it makes you want to die. Holy, what number is that?
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Dioteria, almost 20 generations
20
ago.
generations ago.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer, a descendant of a line most ardent.
She's about to break into tears.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Farina. My lady?
What is it, good citizen?
Oh, are you crying?
Uh-huh. Really now? I didn't even notice.
It's like the feeling of not being allowed to die. This what this is. That's why she's crying so hard.
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder.
Oh,
A
nah.
manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it. Honored indeed.
She's about her soul is about to fucking fracture, nigga. Fuck any. Hold up. I'm pausing this right now. Screw anybody who sit here and skips dialogue when shit like this be going down. Screw you niggas, for real. Honestly, on God, for real. No, on me.
Interminable. So lonely. Just how much longer? Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries, but there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy.
And what's so crazy, think about this for real. She had to wait for 500 years till a child was born, and he goes through his life events so it can be brought to Fontaine within this current time of right now. She also had to wait for the Traveler twins to come to the world of Tevat as well, being summoned by Conria as well, along with the dragon sovereigns being clapped, because they never got clapped. They most likely she wouldn't have Nouvelette. So it's like we got everything that's happened in the world. It needed to happen to get to this point, because Farina needed the squad to help her.
All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
Are we in the millions? Nope, not yet. We ain't even touched the millions yet.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
That's my voice. Is this a scene from when we were inside the giant magic box? This is great. I didn't think that this scene would replay in her inner world. Surely I'll find out what she wanted to tell me this time.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina. You shouldn't be selfish. But what if it's really alright? Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Fine.